and would supernaturally impregnate her. This was the result. Naturally, as you might imagine, she gave birth to a son who she named Tamuz. He became known as the son of the sun god and the reincarnation of his father. Interestingly, he was born on the day called Saturnalia, the high holy day of the year for sun worshipers, on, anyone want to guess what day that is? December 25th is right. Tamuz, too, was given the deity status like his father and mother. And this is why the Catholic Church later adopted December 25th as the day of Jesus' birth. Now, Nimrod died at the age of 40 from a hunting accident. He was gored to death by a wild boar. That seems odd to me for a god, but not to the Babylonians. After his death, his subjects wept bitterly for him and soon began to worship his son, Tamuz. A new tradition began, in which each year all the people would weep for 40 days for Nimrod, one day for each year of his life. Later, Tamuz became the focus of worship, and we know this to be true from the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8. Ezekiel is writing of a conversation he is having with the Lord about abominations taking place in Israel. Here's how it goes, beginning in verse 9. And he said unto me, Go in and behold the wicked abominations that they do here. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about. And there stood before them 70 men of the ancients of the house of Israel. And in the midst of them stood Jazaniah, the son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up. Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark, every man in the chambers of his imagery? For they say, The Lord seeth us not, the Lord hath forsaken the earth. He said also unto me, Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat women weeping for Tamuz. Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house. And behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs toward the temple of the Lord, and their faces toward the east, and they worshiped the sun toward the east. Then he said unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing to the house of Judah that they commit the abominations which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence, and have returned to provoke me to anger. And lo, they put the branch to their nose. In Israel, at the time of Ezekiel, many were weeping for Tamuz. Did you ever understand the significance of that verse before? I know I stumbled upon it many times over many years. God does not countenance when his people embrace the ways of pagans and sun worshipers. I have news for you. All those practicing neo-paganism today are still weeping for Tamuz. Now let's get back to the Babylonian history of the beginning of all the false pagan religions the world has ever known. The mother of Tamuz, Semiramis, was worshipped variously as Rhea and Astarte, or Ishtar. The name Astarte, by the way, means the woman who made towers. Her name soon began to carry with it the title Queen of Heaven. The false pagan religion begun in Babylon spread throughout the whole world. In Assyria, these false gods were known as Cybele, his wife Ishtar, and son Ninus. In Egypt, the father deity was known as Osiris, the wife Isis, and son Horus. In India, the sun god was Iswara, his wife Isi, and son Vishnu. In Greece, they were known as Bacchus, the wife Irene or Diana, and the son Plutus. In Rome, they were known as Jupiter, with the wife Fortuna and the son Bacchus. Some of the other names of the mother goddess that spun off from these originals were Venus, Athena, and Aphrodite. In Persia, meanwhile, the false male deity became known as Mithra, the Lord of the Covenant. He was the mediator between man and the supreme creator in heaven. He was given the title of Adonis, which is the Hebrew equivalent of Adonai or Lord. This false god and false system developed into Mithraism, which was the universal state religion of the Roman Empire during the life of Jesus and for 300 years after his death and resurrection. But the basis was still the same: sun worship. In each of these false belief systems, there were man-made rituals designed to help people atone for their sins. Now, maybe you're asking yourself what all this has to do with what is happening in our world today. The answer is simple. Nimrod is still with us. He is the progenitor of the coming Antichrist, and the belief system he started in Babylon when he built the Tower of Babel is still alive and well. It is the basis of the secular humanist religion that dominates the civilized world today and forms the basis for the coming of the Antichrist, the one Nimrod foreshadowed. There is this famous painting, there it is, of the Tower of Babel, done in the 16th century. Take a look at that. There it is. Soak in the details of that image for a minute. This is the image that all modern guesses about the Tower of Babel are based on. Now look at this one. I'd like you to look at a poster created by the European Union, which depicts the Tower of Babel being rebuilt. The title, Europe, Many Tongues, One Voice. See this building? That's the official headquarters of the European Union. What do you think inspired its architecture? Amazing, isn't it? The more things change, the more they stay the same. There is nothing new under the sun. Today's pagans are worshiping at the same altar as the original pages of Genesis 10. The world is still weeping for Tamuz. Make no mistake about it, neo-paganism is not just the official religion of the European Union. It is the official religion of the USA. It is the one taught in every public school in America today when they teach evolution. It is the one preached in most of the news media when you hear about man-made catastrophic global warming that doesn't exist. It is the one you watch on television and in movies that instructs you to lose your inhibitions and do your own thing. Christianity is not the dominant religion of our time. Islam is not the dominant religion of our time. Humanism is the dominant religion of our time. It comes in many forms. Hinduism, Mormonism, atheism, agnosticism, socialism, communism, etc. They're all offshoots. In fact, any belief system that takes you away from the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is a descendant, a sect of Nimrod's rebellion. Lots of people are still weeping for Tamuz. Now I want to get a little personal with you this evening. I grew up in the Roman Catholic Church, never reading the Bible, but always somehow loving Jesus. I was a working class kid, grandson of immigrants from the Middle East, and the son of a very smart guy who